Hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in. Hi, and welcome to Heather Locke of Hammersmith Support. Hi, Heather. How are you today?
I'm doing good.
Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today. It's been kind of fun doing this interview, seeing everybody in their various home office setups that they've managed, right?
Yes.
I'm sure many people are ready to go back to their office or whatever. Even if they worked from home before, it's probably not the same now, right?
No, there's definitely more to it now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm going to go ahead and let you kind of just let the audience know a little bit about who you are and about your company, and I'm going to share this live video a few places while you do that.
That sounds great. My name is Heather Locke, and I am the owner of Hammersmith Support. We are a certified women-owned boutique technology company. We specialize in web development and specifically in WordPress. We do design, development, maintenance, and hosting of WordPress sites. With some of our clients, we work with them from the ground up to design and develop their site. With other clients, we have them come in they need help maintaining or evolving their site, and we work with them to help support their site and help take it to the next level and just help them month to month with maintenance tasks.
That's awesome, and I know the reason that you're here talking is because websites are such an important thing for every business, but especially for small businesses. I feel like because it's kind of one centralized place that people can go and learn about the business and get the pertinent information they need, right?
And even more so now in today's environment, your digital presence is just more important than ever.
Yeah, yeah. So, can you talk a little bit about that? Why is having a current, up to date, and well thought out website so important for a small business today?
Well, for many reasons. I think that, right now, especially people are browsing the web much more. They're looking for services online. The amount of traffic we've seen really across the board with all of our clients has gone up and engagement has really increased since the COVID crisis. So, that is very important. I think people also use the website a lot of time, especially with small companies, to validate the company, to make sure
Right.
they are legitimate, they who they say they are, their website looks professional. It
Yeah.
doesn't look like a conglomerate of just a directory of people that are paying to be there. So I think it's really a tool for it's as important as your handshake these days and looking somebody in the eye. It is really shows the authenticity of your company.
I love that you mentioned something that I talk about a lot. That it's kind of like a credibility test. Like if you don't have a website as a business, people think, oh wow, are they really in business or are they a real company?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that was a great point. And then you also mentioned that you have a lot of your clients have seen increased traffic. So can you talk a little bit about what are some of the things that have come up in the last 2 months as people have had to, go home and
Yeah.
quarantine and be online more? Like what are some of the things you've noticed with businesses, either issues they've come into, successes they've had? What have you seen?
Well, a lot of companies have had to pivot and change their messaging and keep things updated really quickly. But I've noticed, especially with small businesses in our community, that people are looking to support them and they're looking for how they're doing and they're looking for updates. And it's just really driven some traffic. And so we've noticed with our restaurant clients, their traffic has gone up substantially.
Yeah.
A lot of the nonprofits that maybe work in supporting groups, their traffic has gone up. Really across the board, traffic has just gone up online, and quite frankly, it's just due to people having more time to be in
Right.
front of their computer and browsing and reading their emails, and they're just taking a little bit more time, so engagement is higher.
Yeah, and I want to take a step back quickly because you mentioned some of the types of clients. I want to mention, first of all, for anybody, a lot of people that are in my audience are local to Arizona. So you are here locally in the
Yes.
Phoenix area. So I would like to shout that out because I know, I mean, more and more, I feel like people are intentionally looking to hire somebody local, even when it comes to something like website services. They like the idea of working with somebody that if they wanted to meet face to face or knowing that money is going in the local economy. And so I did want to mention that. And then also you mentioned those types of clients. Your business does serve small businesses. That's the majority of your clientele. Is that correct?
We have a variety of clients. We serve, all the way from solopreneurs, and we even work with an international airline. So
Oh, wow. Okay.
we really serve a lot of different size clients, but we have a lot of small business clients. And I would like to point out that right now we're running a promotion for people to sign up to be entered into a contest, basically a drawing to win a 2-month maintenance package.
Ooh, okay.
And so we're going to be accepting entries until the 25th, and then the winner will be chosen on the 27th. And
Awesome.
that is going to give the winner will get basically 2 months of our maintenance service, which includes we do a service on the site every month where we take a backup, we update the site, we update the plugins, we run security scan, we submit it to Google Search Console, we check for any SEO errors, we give them an analytics report, and then they'll also get 4 hours for any development or enhancements they would like.
Oh, that's awesome. No, I would definitely want to make sure and get a link from you after, and I'll drop that in the comments and even in the description of this video here, so that people can go ahead and enter, because that's a very valuable prize there.
Yeah, I will
And
definitely
so,
supply that.
thank you. And then so that actually brings me to another good question for you. Then is I know a lot of business owners, either out of time, lack of budget, or just lack of knowledge, put up a website and then kind of leave it there for a while,
Mhm.
right? Why is website maintenance so important?
Um, so it's really important because it could be a security breach. So keeping it updated and secure will make sure
Hmm.
that you don't wake up one day and there's, you know, something on your website that you didn't approve. So that would be like number one
Yeah.
reason. But number two, Google looks to see that you have an SSL security certificate and it ranks you
Hmm.
higher if you do. So you want to make sure all your content is served over HTTPS, and that's kind of installing and also maintaining a security certificate. I mean, when we do our checks on sites every month, sometimes we notice there's a page that's throwing a broken padlock, and so we make
Right.
sure that gets fixed. Um, Another reason is any new content that you've gotten posted, you want to make sure that gets indexed. And so when we submit it to Google Search Console every month, it's basically triggering Google to say, hey, take a look at this website. We've got new stuff posted.
Yep.
And so that's very important. Um, and really, it just keeps it updated. When have you been to a site where you see that their copyright says 2016, and it's
Yeah.
so that just
Yeah.
tells your audience that, I don't really care about my website because no one
Right.
touched it in 4 years. So we
Yep.
make sure that all the dates and, the information's accurate. Right now, people are looking for COVID statements, like what the business
Yes.
is doing. So keeping it updated with the most current information can help them get found in search engines better and just provide a very better image to their clients.
Yeah, and I love that you brought up, the Google facts. 'Cause a lot of people don't understand how many things go into how you are ranked in Google search results. And yeah, all those things like having a valid security certificate, having updated content, not having broken links, that's all important in your Google ranking. And so, and Google just did, I don't know, I'm sure you've heard, I don't know if the rest of the world has heard, but Google has just released another major update this month in May. So, that is something that unfortunately is just part of owning a business now, is you have to find ways to keep your website fresh with the times, or else you're going to lose out on a lot of things.
It's constantly changing. And so, by working and having someone that works with your site every month and can help you keep on top of that, that's kind of the role we try to fill.
Right, right. That's great. So what do obviously we talked a little bit about maintenance, which I think is really important, because I think that's one area really that a lot of people don't put a lot of thought into. But to have good have maintaining the website be worth the time and effort, you have to have a good site to begin with, right?
Exactly.
So you guys work with that as well. So what can you talk a little bit about? What are the things that maybe people either don't think about or that they really should know when they're designing or redesigning a website?
I think the number one thing is to make sure your content and what you do is very, very clearly stated on the
Hmm.
website. So when someone comes to your website, the rule I use is that, within 3 seconds, they should know what you do and have a way to contact you.
Yes.
So it's very important that that information is very clear and very easy to see, and someone can just see that information and know right away what you do. And I think just not over cluttering the content, like just
Mhm.
I think people have, shiny object syndrome. Let's put this on, let's put this
Yeah.
on. But I think really keeping it really simple and just breaking down your story and communicating your message very clear and making the call to actions very clear is really the best thing you can do. And just making sure all your links go to the right place. I mean, a lot of it is simple and just
Yeah.
housekeeping stuff.
Right. It's little things. That's the kind of thing I have a lot of, people. I have a Facebook group where it's small business owners, and I do marketing audit Mondays. And that's one of the things I do is I look at their website and I check, is there an easy contact information? Is there an easy call to action? And do all your social icon links work? Like things like that. Just little simple things that could really make a big difference. Because if one of those, somebody goes to your website and go, "Ooh, how can I call them?" and they can't find the phone number anywhere, they get frustrated and they're gone, right? Or if they click on a link and, to Facebook and there's no link, it's broken, or if you forgot to add the link at some point, they might be like, oh, well, they're not really a serious business. I'm gone, right? I mean, so many of these little tiny simple things
They
can,
make a big difference.
yeah, yeah. So, but I love that you started that with, people need to think about their content and is it clear? Make sure that, what they're saying on the site is clear, because that's so, so important. Now, we know there are a lot of do-it-yourself website builders available out there. I don't even need to name names, but and obviously a bootstrap, cash-strapped, startup, maybe they use that to get a landing page up until they have, some money to hire a professional. But at what point do you think it's a must-do? Like this should be a priority number one, that you hire a professional to build a website?
Well, I really think it depends on the business that you're in and
Yeah.
how, important your website is for doing business with you. Um, but I definitely think if you're trying to set yourself apart, having a custom site with custom photography that's written for you
Yeah.
is really what sets people apart.
Absolutely.
We all know what a templated site looks like at this point.
Right.
And so I think it's when you're ready to kind of really brand yourself and carry that brand through your business, that is a good time to have a custom website.
Yeah, and that's, I was just talking to a potential client yesterday who they just launched a brand new website. They hired a professional website company to do that. And he was actually, we had the conversation of he called it the Wall Street versus Main Street. He used somebody in another state that's like a big time company to do this website. But he's like, now moving forward for all my other marketing, he's like, I want somebody who gets not just me, the small business, but my client's a small business. So he's like, I want somebody like you that's Main Street, And so that's, I thought that was a very interesting perspective. But, you have to have that place where people can go find all your information, right? That you don't own Facebook, you don't own Instagram, your presence on any of these other places is at the mercy of those platforms, right?
And
So
that's the same with a lot of the website do-it-yourself builders. You don't own that either. You're
right.
licensing it.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you build or have hire somebody like yourself in your company to build your own website, that is your property, that you can have whatever information you want, that you're in control of. And so that's a really critical thing, I think, no matter what stage your business is and what your business is. But I think you're right that some like if your business is your sole source of leads and revenue, then you have to have a professional one if you want to do well. But if that's just kind of a backup place, if somebody's going to scout information, maybe you could have that simple one pager to start, until you have the budget to hire and have the full-fledged site.
Well, you have to start somewhere.
Yes, everybody has to start somewhere, right? Even Amazon started in a garage.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what would be like a big tip that you could give anybody if they're looking to either start from scratch on a new website or they're going to redesign an existing website? Kind of what's a few tips that you would give them on what to think through?
Well, I would say if they have analytics on their current site, a great place to start is to look there and see which pages of their current site are actually being used, which pages people are spending the most time on, and that will help you know which content is most should be prioritized on the site. If you have a brick and mortar store and you're doing a website, especially now, I think looking at your sales and seeing what items sell the most, which has the most traffic, and pull that stuff higher up to the page so you can get more click-throughs to those items, to those areas. I think really just having a good plan, like planning out the content.
Yeah.
And I think interjecting some personality is really important. And I think that does help differentiate you. So whatever the personality of your brand is, or if you're an individual, really showing that, and because that will differentiate people. As far as technically, I would say evaluate all your options. If you are if you're going to have an e-commerce store, there are many options. There's Shopify, there's WooCommerce, there's a lot of Square, that allow you to have a way for people to purchase from you. You can even sell through Etsy or Amazon. So really evaluate your options and see what makes sense for you, because we're blessed that there is so many options out there, but they're not all right for let's say every business.
Yeah.
So I'd say really take the time up front to make sure that you, look at all the possible roads and talk to several people. Don't just talk to one person. You will find that, different developers you might fit with somebody, you might not fit with somebody else. So I would say, talk to different people, get multiple prices.
Yeah. And that's actually, so you kind of segued nicely. I was going to ask you, if once somebody's ready to hire, they say, okay, I know I need a good website. I'm going to hire somebody. What kind of things should they look for? I think kind of the things you already said are part of that, but how can they find a reputable company or a company that's going to fit their purpose?
Well, I think LinkedIn is a really good place to start.
Yeah.
A lot of times that can lead you to, reviews and samples, and see how active that company is and the kind of clients they serve to see if it's a good fit. When someone comes to us, we try to really understand their motivation. Like, what are you trying to accomplish here? What are your goals for the website? Is this just a brochure, or is this a lead conversion tool for you?
Yes.
Because people use websites for different companies I get a lot of different answers to that.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I don't really want many people to find me. I just want it to be there. I'm like, okay.
Right.
And so we always ask really what the objectives are and who the audience is. And so making sure you're really clear on all that stuff before you get started will help the project be more successful.
Yeah, and I love that. That's great because, you said what's the purpose? Because a lot of website companies out there, I feel like, kind of have like the standard plan and things that they do, and they just kind of customize it a little bit to each client. But no, you hit the nail on the head there that it has to be. You have to know what the purpose is. Is it to sell? Is it to show credibility? Is it to provide information like a brochure? What are they trying to do? So
exactly.
That's a great thing to make sure if the company you're looking to hire isn't asking those questions, then maybe it's not a great fit for you. Yeah. And sorry, and I have somebody jumped in with a comment, my friend Stacy, who's a marketer himself, and he said websites are useless unless you have traffic and conversions. Traffic comes from SEO, PPC, content, and social. Conversions come to the marketing tech stack and things like marketing automation. So how does the average small business person get by without all of this expensive stuff? Well, that's a big question that I'm not sure you and I can answer in a quick thing, but it is a great question. And I think you started to get there, some of it with, you guys do the right things with setting up the website and doing maintenance as far as helping with Google rankings, right? But I think that, that's a bigger question that maybe I'll make a quick video on to answer that more in depth. But do you have any thoughts or comments on that quickly?
Well, I think just kind of having a content plan is a good idea. And even if you can't commit to a full blog, like doing a blog on often, I'm sorry if you're hearing that beeping from my calendar. But if you post frequently and you post consistently and you keep your message consistent amongst your social media channels, and you're just keeping it updated, I think there's a lot you can do on a limited budget and time.
Yeah, I agree with that. And the blog, I love that you brought that right away up, the blog, because that is, once your website is set up properly with, the SEO, with using all the meta tags and the metadata and the headlines and using all that appropriate stuff in your structure of your website, then if you add, weekly or bi-weekly a keyword-rich blog, that can go a long way in helping you with your Google ranking for sure, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that was a great question. Okay. So, if people were looking to learn more about how to just do websites better in general, do you have like a book or a podcast or a YouTube channel that you'd like to recommend or that you yourself go to kind of keep up with the news?
As far as technically, I follow a lot of different blogs. Um, I do all my hosting through WP Engine, and so I definitely follow what they are doing and the articles that they post. I follow the Google blog,
Yes.
Google Analytics
Yeah.
specifically. But I think a great place to start is the story branding book by Donald
Oh, yeah.
Miller,
Yep.
Building a Story Brand. I would recommend that to anybody that has a business that is looking to get their website done. It will just give you a very clear path, I think, of how to communicate.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, the Donald, his whole company and his events and everything that he does are fabulous, and I've heard a lot about them. And I haven't finished the book, but I've read it partway through, and it is a very good book. In
I
my
recommend the
defense, I'm working
audiobook
on
version.
yeah. In my defense, I'm working on my dissertation, so I don't have a lot of spare time to read. But no, that's a great recommendation. I think it doesn't relate just to websites. It's about your marketing, telling your story, right? So.
Absolutely.
You mentioned earlier the contest. Of course, I will share the link to that. But if somebody wanted to learn more about working with you and your company, or just about kind of, what you all do, where's the best place for them to learn more about that or connect with you?
Our website, which is hammersmithsupport.com. We're
Hmm.
also on LinkedIn as Hammersmith Support, Instagram, and Facebook.
Awesome. So you're well known on the online world there. And actually, do I have a quick question? I'm always curious. So where did the name Hammersmith Support come from?
um, so my husband was born in Hammersmith Hospital in London, and when we
Okay.
were there, like many years ago, I took this random picture of the tube sign when we stopped in Hammersmith. And I thought, oh, that would be a cool name for a company. And I just liked it because it's a doer. It sounds like something
Yeah.
that makes things happen.
Yeah.
And it shows interactive because kind of the motive behind my logo was kind of a subway map. And then I also like that it started with an H, and my name starts with an H.
Yeah.
So I rolled with it.
That's awesome. Hey, that's fun. I know. I wasn't sure if that was maybe, yeah, a family name or something, but that's a cool story. So it's always fun when you have a name that's a little bit unique like that. It's a good conversation starter, right?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, did you have any other pieces of wisdom or takeaways you'd like to share before we run out of time here?
I'd just like to thank you for having me on. It was really fun to chat with you, and I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. And I look forward to sharing this out, and I'll find some good clips out here to share so that small businesses can get better websites, because I know it's one area that a lot of businesses need help with for sure. So thank you again for taking the time to talk to me and for all your great wisdom.
Thank you.
All right. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you.